Hello guys, back again with another video. Now in case you are new to my channel, please you can feel free to subscribe to my channel. You can give a thumbs up to this video as a simplest way of supporting me. Now when you try to dig a bit deeper in the world of red teaming, you can come across different C2 programs, and when you try to ask different red teamers, they can give different answers on what they think it is better. Now when my Havoc framework was misbehaving, not generating a beacon for me, I decided to find another way. This is where I came across a certain post on X which was talking about this C2 program, and it is called AdaptixC2. So I was up for a challenge and decided to try out this new kid on the block. Now in this video, I'm going to just be showing you how we can deploy this AdaptixC2 to your Kali Linux, and you'll be able to set up payloads so that you can get access to your Windows machine. Now when you try to see, I think it was created by this guy here. Kudos to the creators and the contributors. Now to install this application, you can go to the GitHub you see above here, but I'm going to be leaving the link in the description so that you can also go on and try this. So now I'm going to just go on and copy this and we clone it on our Kali Linux. Now I'm going to just say git clone. I don't need to change the location. Then I'm going to paste my link. So if I paste that, you can just give it a few seconds. Your program is going to be downloaded on your machine. Now if we come back to our GitHub, let's first look at how this is. You see that you have a folder for our client, we do have the server, and we have a makefile. Now when I was using this, I saw that it was coded in Go. Most of the programs are in Go, so which means you need to have Go language installed on your Kali Linux. Now if we scroll down just a little bit, we know that most of the commands in our C2s like Metasploit, they come primarily built, and also in Havoc, which is still the same thing. Now in this program, you need to also go on and download this extension kit or extension kit, whereby most of the commands are going to be present in this location. So if you go on and you click to this link, you'll be brought up to a page like this, which is simply the same thing as our GitHub. You just need to go on and clone up these. Now if we come back here, you see different pictures on how it is being used. We see the current extenders and we see different beacons. So if we come back this side, we are going to also download this. Then later I will be showing you how we can deploy these in our program once it is done. So also I'm going to come back here and I'm going to copy this link. So let's come back to our terminal. We see our download is a little bit slow. Let me give it some seconds until it finalizes. Now our AdaptixC2 has been downloaded to my desktop. I'm going to just go on and also download the extension kit. So all we have to do again is just git clone and paste our extension kit. So if we press enter, the two files are going to be downloaded on our machine. Then later we can proceed to deploying or installing this on our Kali Linux. Now as this is downloading, all we have to do is to enter this path of AdaptixC2. I'm going to go on and open up another terminal. Then I'm going to just say cd AdaptixC2. So if we enter that directory and we list the data, we do have the client, we do have the server, and we see a Docker file here, perhaps if you want to deploy this in your Docker. But when you try to see here, we do have a makefile and we also have this bash file. So perhaps let's first go on and view the information in our bash file, which is the pre-linux.sh. So if we press enter, now when you try to see here, it will just go on and install the Go language in your Kali Linux, and to also install this compiler. Now for me, I already have this installed within my Kali Linux, but in case if you don't, you can just proceed to install this, because for this I know that this one primarily comes within your Kali Linux. And we see it will just go on and set up a link to the path, and we see other files that will be installed. Now for you, make sure that you can run this file in your Kali Linux for all these requirements to be installed. So I'm going to go on and exit out of my Vim Now to run this, all you have to do, either you can just say bash, then you provide your file, which is pre-linux install, which is install linux.sh, or either you can give our execution permission to this file. All you have to do is to just say chmod. Make sure you are running this as sudo. So you can just say sudo chmod. Now I just sudo chmod, messed up somewhere. Let me just repeat again. Sudo chmod, then you can say +x, then you can just say press tab. Now here it is Linux, so if you press enter, just provide your password. Turns out I wrote a wrong password. Let's type in another one. Now we are done making our program executable. Now if you try to see here, our color has changed, which means we have the execution permission. Now you can simply execute this by just writing a dot and a slash with our pre-Linux install. Just like that, it will go on and execute. Now for your first step, make sure you turn the execution permission to this file and execute this file. Since I already have this installed on my machine, I'm not going to run this script, but for your side, you can just go on and run this. Now after your installation is done, updating your system, Go language has been installed in your system. All you have to do is to run this command of makefile. Now we can also go on and check that file of makefile. If we try to see here, we see different directories that will be created and more info about our program, but we see go build is in play. So I'm going to also exit out of this, our second command or our second step. It will be just to go on and just say make, then press enter. Now when you try to see here, our file has been started. The AdaptixC2 is going to be built up with lots of programs in it. Now this one is going to take some good time. All you have to do is to chill out, and it may take 5 to 10 minutes, or perhaps it may take to 20 minutes depending on how fast your machine is. So I'm going to pause this video and we come back when the compiling or building is done. Well, it took 30 minutes on my machine to finalize with everything. My machine isn't that fast, but when you try to see here, this is what it will look like in case the building is done. Let's scroll up so that you can see how it will be. The start will be like this, and at the bottom it will be like this. Now when you are done building up your C2 program, we need to go on and we execute this so that we can have a graphical interface. So I'm going to go on and clear up this. Let me go on and list up this. Now in your location, you will see this folder of dist, so you need to enter into that location of dist. Then if we list information there, you will see these files where we have the AdaptixC2 client and we also have this server here. But when you try to see here, we do have the SSL gen.sh plus our profile.json. So you need to go on and execute up this file. Firstly, you can go on and make it bootable. Sorry, you can go on and provide a execution permission, or you can just go on and say bash with our SSL. So if we press enter, you see that here they ask us for the country name. You're free to type in any country name you want, but you can use a 2-letter code like what they did here. Let me just write AU, though I don't live in this country. Now here for the province name or state, I can just forge anything, but let's say like London, though these credentials are not correct. London, press enter. For a city, let me just say London again. Then here for a company, let me just provide the name to my YouTube channel, Greenit. If I press enter, the organizational unit, let me just select 2. Now they ask us for a name of the server. I'm going to just say perhaps Greenit 123. and press enter. They ask us for the email address. You can feel free to type in a correct email address, but I'm going to just write a dummy one like greenit@greenit.com. This email doesn't exist, so if we press enter, now if we go on and list, you will see that this file was generated and also the key was generated. So now we just need to go on and execute up these so that we can have our graphical interface. But before we go on and execute up our server, I want you to go on and open up this profile.json. So we can just say vi, then you say profile.json. So if you press enter, now when you try to see here, we have a /endpoint and it will be running, or our port will be 4321. But if we look down further, I want you to look at the password. The password is just pass. So you'll be asked to set in the password, and the rest are going to be just by default. So we are going to exit out of our VI. Now we can just proceed to executing up our server. So I'll just go on and divide up this terminal, but before I do that, we are going to just say /. Now let's run our AdaptixC server. So let's just run with that. To run your profile or AdaptixC server, you'll be just running it like this. So you say AdaptixC server minus profile, then you provide the profile.json, which is this one here. So if we press enter, our server is going to be started up. Now since it is running here, we see the /endpoint. Now all you need to do is to go on and set up our client. So I'm going to press Ctrl Shift R to go on and divide my terminal into two. Then let's go on and open up our client server. So here I'm going to just go on and run my AdaptixC client. So if we press enter, you will see that we are going to be provided with a graphical interface. You have something like this. Don't mind about what you see here, because I already used this before. Now I already have 2 on my machine. This is 0.5. I also have 0.4. So now here, this is where you can go on and create up a user on that machine. So we can just say like YouTube, and the password, it has to be pass, PASS. Now if we come here to the project name, you can just provide it any name you want. I'm going to just say test. Now for the IP address, this is where you'll be listening to. I'm going to provide the IP address of my Kali Linux, which is 192.168.43.102. So if we come here to the port, it should be 4321. That is the port we saw in our profile. Now if we come here to the endpoint, it is going to just be /endpoint, because all this information is present in our profile.json. So if we press connect, now we are going to receive our graphical interface, and it looks just like this. Now when you try to see, this is similar to other C tools that you ever came across. Now let's first look at its display. So when you try to see, we do have our listeners. I'm going to just tap on this, and if you want, you are going to just come here, right click, and you are going to say create if you are to create a listener. But now this is going to be in our next video.